haven't you? It's Friday the 7th of November, and an executive decision today has been made. And after a week of trying to sort these bloody fry out in this net, I've decided the net's coming out because you know what? I did a filter clean on them again yesterday to try and sort this water out and put them in a smaller net, as you know, and they've all got out. Well, all of them except for about 3. So I'm swimming round in the main pond at the minute and there's only 3, unless they've got out now. There's 3 fish just down the bottom. There's just 3 fish down there, and that's all I can see left in this net, and the rest are just dossing about. Now the reason I'm taking them out of the net and I'm going to let them fend for themselves now is because I'm doing it anyway, and the fish while I'm in the pond, I'm skittish, like I've already said, I'm skittish, and this ain't helping, really ain't helping. As you can see, there's still food lying around on the top. That was fed 10 o'clock. It's now just after 12, so 2 hours, and these don't normally take 2 hours to eat food. These are normally up and it's gone, but this is how it's been. I'll get the water clear, so these little ones have got to come out, and I'll feed them in the main pond while I'm swimming around with the big ones. It's just like I said, it is where it is. If they go down the drain, I'll find them in the pod, I'll try and get them out. If I miss them, I miss them. There ain't a lot I can do. I'm just in a situation now where it's pickling my head, and I ain't seen nothing of the other fish. I don't know how they am, unless I start netting them up. So it's one of them, mate. It is what it is. I mean, the main pond's fine, ain't sound, as per normal. What do you think of my intro? It's alright, don't we? I thought it was time them banjos had got to go. Banjos have been there for 3 years now, something like that. So I thought it was time to give them a rest and let them go. And we'll have something a little bit newer, a little bit more modern, if you like. So I'm going to crack on with this and get these fish out this net and get the net out. I mean, the other net's down here. I've still got to jet wash all that off. It stinks. And this net's coming out now. This net's out stocking it. There's actually 5 in there. The rest of them all just dossing about. I've seen them today swimming past the window and stuff. Oh, one just gone past there. Just, you know, I think it's a ship bags. So they're out and about, them dossing about themselves. So this net's got to come out and I'll just let them fend for themselves now. There's some little black ones in there as well. Where they am, I don't know, there's one down there, just gone down there. Yeah, them all down here, look. So there you go. If they don't want to stay in the net, they don't want to stay in the net. Then go in the pond, fend for themselves. And then the big ones can hopefully settle down and get back to normal. And we'll see how we go. Well, I'll catch you later in a bit, Aid. I'm going to show you something. I iced it for about a month. I'll probably stop now because I've walked up here. Told you. These was up feeding just. And I iced them up feeding for about a month. So, all because I've took the nets out. Mad. Absolute mad. Totally changed it again. But you can see them up and dossing about looking for food now. And whereas they wouldn't touch the food when the net was in. Crazy. But it is what it is, the nets are out now. The fish are just swimming about, dossing, fending for themselves, they've got to. I think the bigger ones will be alright. Bit worried about a couple of the little ones, but what can you do? I don't know where else to put them really. I mean, I have got that tank down there with the Daphne in, but that I eat it, there's no warmth on that at all, and I don't want to put them in there, take them from the warm into the cold. I did have a Tamasaba in there, and I brought it back in here today. Because I put it in there, marked and sewers. I've got it out and had a look at it today. And it's mint, absolute mint, natural water. full of daphnia, full of natural food. So yeah, chuffed. I'm chuffed. I'm up and about. I'm just chuffed. Wrong light. I'm chuffed. I'm just up and about now. So instead of just being stuck under a net doing nothing. I mean, the weight is still crap, as you know, but I think that's down to that food where I was feeding the young uns. You can see I've ripped the weight to lettuce apart. What was there. So back to normal with a bit of luck. So there you go. Kelpie set me a challenge with the guns, so I've got to sort stuff out for that now. Coming up with some crazy ideas. Oh, I make good footage for you, this will. Okay, well, we'll see. I mean, I was shooting, as you can see, the other night, hitting the dots, trying to discipline myself a little bit. But yeah, not too bad. That's the new gun. But there you go. Anyway, I'm going to leave it here because you don't want to hear all about that. And I'll catch you a lot in a bit. So the mouse movements, I've said to this pond now for a month, as I've already said. All the food's gone. I've been walking up and down the garden like Billy O, setting a challenge up what Kelpie's wants me to do. He wants me to fire through that tube from down by the gate, which I have done. So I'm down there by the gate. He wants me to put a pellet through the tube and into the target, which I have done. I'll just show you. It's going to come up on my other channel, but not while I'm here. At 8 centre. But I've done what he wanted me to, and he wants me to go through an 1.5 inch tube and a 22mm tube. It took me the best part of an hour just to set the 2 inch up midway, but we can get in there. Hello, where you been? So I need to keep an eye on these now because I don't exactly know what's going on in here. Here's one of the little ones down there, look. Little buggers. There's actually 3 there. Salmon sabbers and them down here. Water is gradually clearing, but it should be as well because I've changed a lot out. And then I'm up and about instead of sitting under a bloody net. I can understand it when I'm up here with them sitting under the net, but I'm also noticing on the camera, which is up there up the corner, that even when I am here I'm still sitting under the net. So there you go. Fireworks going off everywhere and I'm pissing about with a gun. Kelpie, challenge accepted, but yeah, I'm a twat. I'm knackered. Up and down the garden about 30 times just to set the tube up on that side. I'm going to have another go at it now. How been ya? Saturday the 8th of November. I'm just up the garden, tottering about, messing about. I've been messing with these. In a nutshell, I've got a couple of showers again, which are the same showers where I had from the show at Newark. I think I've only got 2 left now. And I'm looking rough as hell. Now I've treated with malachite and formalin again. It's my own fault. I'm going to explain to you what I've done. I treated with malachite and formalin last night. Again, thinking this is costlier because I got picked costlier up off the last one. So I'll give them another dose of malachite and formalin. Looked at them this morning again, and this one's still hanging up in the corner. So it's like, oh God. So I've done a water change. Probably 40% I've changed this morning, which I don't normally change water on a weekend, obviously because chlorine levels them up. So I've done a water change this morning. Then I put salt in. Now I've got the salt to 0.3. The salt ain't gonna hurt nothing at all to what I do. The only thing the salt might do is react to the formalin what I put in last night, and they look okay at the minute. I've only just put the covers back on, but they seem to be okay. So I'm going to keep an eye on them. I'm still off the food. Even though I'm up and doshing about now, I'm a little bit livelier than I was, but I'm going to keep an eye on them today and see what the crack is. The little ones are alright, they're swimming about, so it can't be too much affected them. As you can see. So they're up doshing about. So I'm keeping an eye on them, and then I'm going to hit them with Fluke X I'm just a bit dubious to sticking the Fluke-X in straight away. Fluke-X and salt is okay. PP and 0.3 of salt is okay. So we'll see how they go. I might do the Fluke-X tomorrow and just give them 24 hours just sitting in the salt now, and then by then the formalin should have basically dissipated out of the water anyway. So yeah, there you go. That's what I'm up to today. But also, as every day is a learning day, as we all know, koi keeping, you never stop learning anyway. I need to ask some advice. Now I'm going to speak to Tony Barker in a bit. I've already sent him a bit of a video, and I'll put a bit of a video on here what I've actually took. And I've got a sorghoi in the main pond, and you must have seen it no end of times, and it's got 2 big lumps in its lips. Now it's Vicky's fish, and I was talking to her today, and I said, look Vic, you know, that fish is going to have to go. So it's always the first one up the window whenever I do a video. So it's like, peace. I wonder if somebody had asked me about it by now. But I said, what can you treat it? And I said, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything I can put on it. So I'm asking for advice if anybody out there knows of these what like wart type things in the lips. It's out the window now, amazingly, because I want to bloody video it again. But I'll put that bit of a snippet of a video in what I've done, what I've sent to Tony, and you'll see it then. But it'd be fine. It'd be a lovely fish in a pond without a window. But because it's one of them who always likes to be up the window when I had bloody videoing. It's yeah, it's a bit of a thing to look at, you know what I mean? And I've had fish like it before, but the old pond never had a window, so it were an issue. You just see it when they come up and fed, and you of course see this one when it's swimming about. Let me see. So there's the fish in question. I need that one to really show me now. Look, it's going all fairy pants, but here you go. So it's like, they am getting bigger, them lumps, Sam. And I'm just wondering if there's anything I could do to either reduce the lumps or get rid. So if anybody out there who's got any experience with that, give us a shout. Let me know, will you, in the comments, or send me an email. I'll put my email address across the bottom, you can have a look. Send me an email, give me some advice. That's what I'm after. I mean, I know I'll give a lot of advice out to people, not always good stuff, but I'm after some myself now. Because there may be one or two others out there who's got the same sort of issue. But it'd be nice if I could get something done with it. If not, the fish will be moved on to somebody who I got a window in the pond. But it's like I say, it's a lovely looking fish, sorghoi. It's just them lumps. Just ruins the fish. I mean, I've been calling it Merrick, John Merrick. Not the bloody elephant one, eh? It's just got that one shimmy on. But yeah. And if nobody wants to go in the cut, give it a chance in the cut. I mean, it's an infectious disease or anything like that. It's just obviously genetics, which these lumps have come out on it. So if anybody can advise me anyway, somebody must know out there. Somebody's obviously got some idea who watches my videos. Give us a shout, let me know. It'd be nice to have a chat and find out what the crack is with it. So there you go, that's what I'm up to. Just tottering and messing about. My bloody arms aching. Here's Copy's thing still set up here, look. Saft things I do. So there you go. The rest of them generally, I'm okay. I did actually find my old cutters as well, so I'll put the feeder on. So that's on frequent feeds at the minute. That'll do about 7 or 8 feeds a day. This one is off the sleeper pond. I've just turned it up so as if it goes off, there's no food obviously going to come out then. And that's how I normally stop them. But yeah, 2P7000s, no problem at all with them. Put batteries in them. Well, actually I had to change the batteries in this, and I don't think I needed to. But I changed the batteries in this one yesterday when I put it on. The only problem with these feeders, if you call it a problem, is these feeders last forever. There's no two ways about it. The only problem with them is, and that's the third one of these, probably the fourth actually, might be the fourth. The problem with them is, as you can see, first of all, the latches give. on the lid, so I've had to put a bit of tape on just to try and keep that latch, you know, and it still sticks out now. But the sun will also knacker the plastic. This, on my last one, it went brittle, where the sun had basically just made it go brittle. I was left with the base. The base was still good, but the upper was knackered, and I couldn't find another upper. Maybe there's some out there who sell somebody, I don't know. But Mummy sent up by me a new one for, I think it was the Christmas before last. I had this one. Still got the original batteries in. Perfect. And yeah, you can see now this white line is where the plastic, you have to bend the plastic. That's the only let down with them, really. So eventually that'll break eventually, and I'll end up having to put a bit of tape on it, like I've had to do with that. But that's the only thing with these hoppers. That's the only downside with them. Now they're about 75 quid to buy. You know what I mean? And it's like the batteries. Put a decent set of batteries in these, and the batteries are going to last 3 years. They don't break. They don't break. I'm 75 quid. They're about £600, aren't they? They work. You can either have 3 feeds a day, or you can put it on frequent feed and have about 7 or 8 feeds a day. Simple design, works perfect. So there you go. That's me having a rattle anyway. I'm keeping an eye on these, see how we go. I'm going shooting later, just to take it out on the rabbits. Catch you later. In a bit, Tate. Thursday the 13th of June. You'd think it was Friday the 13th where I woke up just. I thought I'd come to the car before I start work. It's 5 to 8. Waiter's down in the sleeper pond, and I don't know where it's gone. That water I've just spilt off the lid as I've took it off, but I don't know if I've got a rubber boot gone or what. So I've got to investigate that. Best of it is, I'll give him a dose of Fluke X yesterday. Last night when I come from work and everything was fine. So overnight we've lost a foot of water. Weird one, man. Weird one. So I've got to find out where all that water's gone now, because I can't see any real signs of it, even though it's been raining and stuff. I can't see any real signs of a sort of major water leak anywhere. So a bit of investigation today, I think. Crazy. As I said, that water on the floor I've spilt anyway. So unless I've got a rubber joint or something was popped, I have no idea, and I don't know how long it's been down. So the only thing I can do now is get the tap on. But I thought I'd show you. Bit of a strange one. They don't care. They don't care. I'm still on bloody 6 feeds a day. Ooh, let's see if this door's open. No, it's locked. 2 seconds. Not the best footage for a morning, is it really? Yeah, let's get that open. Let's turn that tap on. And let's get them filling up. Just make sure everything's alright in here, I think, while I'm here. What else we want shouldn't be though. Yeah, everything's sound in there. It's a quick press while I'm here. So I'll get some water back in these, give them half hour or so, and then turn the pump on and see if I can find out where there's any leaks. Weird. Just fit to lose that much water. Everything looks dry down here. That all looks dry down there, I believe. The only water what's about really is what I've spilt. But as you can see, it's right down. The water level's right down, so strange. I mean, even if I turn the pump back on, it's a lot of water to lose. Even the filters are gonna. The water level ain't high enough to feed the filters. So I may as well turn that off for a bit. So it's obviously from it's from there, it's obviously got to this height. So it's on the pump side where I've got an issue. So I'm going to have to check all these rubber connectors, all this lot. There's no water at all. And there's going to be drips down here. So unless one of these have popped, I don't know. Valves them shut. The only other thing could be obviously the pipe work to the air source and back. I don't see why that should have, unless I got a rat in the shed and he started chewing through stuff. I have no idea. But we should find it. We should find it, but it's going to be later on today. I'll have to leave the pond topping up now. If I got a rat in the shed, I don't see why it's in there. Because the rats like to come up around this pipe, so it's an hole in the bottom of the shed. But yes, strange one. We should find out why though. I mean, there is a fair bit of water down here, but I'm taking that as that's just off the drip pipe from the air source, because that just drips down in this area here, which don't bother me, to be honest. Well, there you go. First thing on the morning, wonderful. So I'm going to leave it there and I'll let it top up a little bit. Get some fresh in there. You can pretty much say that bloody fluke X I put in last night. Because I've had 2 doses, did I mention that? I did them Monday. And I did them again yesterday. They look a lot better though. So that fluke X I put in last night, well, that's gone to shit now, eh? That's a dose what I've lost. I think it's expensive enough. And there you go, never mind. We continue, catch you later in a bit, eh? So, it's about 10 minutes later, and I've found the culprit. I've found why. I believe I have anyway. Bit of a strange one now, because I thought, because of the pod, I'll show you. And I thought, well, that K1 stuck up the side here, look. Which my water level don't really run that high. And I'm checking all the joints, and everything seems to be okay. Now I remember the other day when I cleaned the filters that I plugged this plug, which is my little sump pump. I don't know if you've seen it before, but when I clean the filters, I've got this pipe here to top me pod up, and that's just a little sump pump or a little pump. What's in this pipe, this stand pipe here? So I'll plug it in. I'll show you. When I plug it in and switch it on, if I can. And there you go. It feeds water into the pod to top the pod up to clean it again. So you've obviously seen that before, but what I've done, this is the culprit. This plug, I'd left it untimed. So obviously that's timed and then overflowed the filters. I think. That's the only thing I can point my finger at the minute. But why would that overflow the filters when the pump's running anyway? So that pump's obviously moving more water than what that one does, if that makes sense. So strange. I mean, I have got it running again just on number 1 at the minute, just to obviously get everything circulating. Air switched off on that, no need for that to be on. And I can't really find anything else leaking, but I will report if there's anything. So bit of a strange one this morning, guys. Bit of a strange one. There you go. Air source all seems to be dry down there, so I can't really see an issue with that. Okay. So yeah, we will investigate further, but I think that might be the culprit, if I'm honest. Is that I'd left that plugged in there, untimed, and that water's, well, the lid was on. So yeah, it would the lid was on the pod. So of course the lid sits under this, so it's going to hit the lid and just run the water off. And it's done about, I don't know, 4 to 6 hours of that overnight. Which I'm still finding hard to believe, because the last time I cleaned that pot out was Sunday, and the water level was fine yesterday, so I'm still finding that hard to believe. even though I'm questioning myself now. But anyway, I'm topping back up. I've unplugged that. We'll get it running as normal again, and we'll see how we go. I mean, the system, of course, is under pressure now, if you like, because it's running. Not as there's major amounts of pressure in the system, but it is under pressure again. I mean, I can switch the air source back on and keep them warm again, even though I've got the covers on. But I ain't even seen a fish yet, so I'm hoping everything's okay. Nothing floating, which is a good sign. So there you go. Well, I'll have an update, and I'll update you further when I can find if there's anything actually gone on. I mean, the feeder's gone off, so I've had to turn the feeder off and put it on its back again, just to stop feeding, overfeeding. But I'll be honest, since I put the first lot of Fluke X in here, these have been sound. That's really perked up. But I thought, you know, I'll give them another hit yesterday, and then that, and then this. But it's coming up. It's topping back up now. So happy days. And we'll try and find out what's going on in here. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll update you further if I can. I'm still questioning myself over that bloody pump now. Been ya. So it's now 4 o'clock. Pond's all been topped up. I've also put a bit of salt in as well, just to as a bit of a tonic, because there was already a bit of salt in before I sold this water overnight. And they look okay again. I'm up and about. That feeding, obviously there's no food been left from the 3 feeds I've had, and that feeder would have gone off 10 minutes ago. No food down there, so everything's fine. Still can't see a lot of them. This water's just a bag of crap. But well, I'm just starting to gossip about now again. So I've been up after food. These are the ones what was really struggling with fluke. So what I did as well today, when I put the salt in, I also put another 10 grams of fluke stuff in, just to top that up. So hopefully these will be okay now. It's a bit strange, that one knocking about on the top on its own, but let's just hope them all right. The fluke treatment ain't going to affect them in any way, other than kill the flukes. You can overdose on fluke treatment all day long, but everything else seems to be okay. And even the tamasabas are in there, as you can see. Now they don't normally take very well to fluke treatment, but they've been alright as well. Or from what I can see they have. So still can't get this water cleared. So I'm struggling with that a bit. But the salt is a bit of a tonic anyway, just in case the fluke treatment's a bit harsh. The salt's a bit of a tonic on him. So there you go. There you go, everything else seems to be okay. It's just a bit concerning where all that water went this morning. God knows. Like I said, I think it was down to leaving that pump on that timer switch. That timer switch is for my ozone, which the bulb still works, but I don't know if the ozone still works, if I'm honest, just giving these a feed. Look at this now. You'll hear them. Hear them? Greedy buggers. Sent 2 buttons on these P7000s, gives it a feed. This has got to be topped up as well, this feeder. If you ain't got one of these feeders and you're thinking of getting one, or you're thinking of getting a feeder, these are absolutely brilliant. These batteries have been in this one probably 2 years now, and they just don't stop. They just don't fail. They just keep going. And that's set on frequent feed, which gives them 6. I think at the minute 6 or 7 feeds a day. Plus I'm giving them extra feeds as well. So even if sort of 15 degrees, I'm still feeding well. Do a clown in the wind of mine. So there you go. All's good in the hood where the main pond is concerned, and all's good in the hood really where the small pond's concerned. But it's just these flukes. Just got to get rid of these flukes. So I'm going to extend their day a little bit. Put the lights on. Zoom you out, and then we'll see how they get on. Just like I said, they've ate the food. Give that a tap. Another P7000. Give that a tap. They can have a little bit more. Right then, son. So, job's good. I'm going to get the gun blowed up. I'm going to take the bottle upstairs and blow my gun up. Not literally, but there you go. So, I'll catch you later. And we'll see how we get on from there. It's going cold now and there ain't a lot to report. Just dark night, say it. Well, it's 4 o'clock and you can see the light's already fading. So I hate this time of year. Hate it. Nothing to report. These are all tucked in. They're pretty much tucked in, although they will be again in a minute when I get the covers back on. So there you go. Hope everybody's well. Keep safe, keep warm. I'll catch you later in a bit, 8.